Oh. 5 days of this shit. It just never ends. It never ends. Oh, it's bonsai barber time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna barber some bonsais, just like we've bonsais with an S. Bonsai, bonsai. We're gonna barber some bonsais. I'm gonna start drinking in a minute. Not right yet. In a minute. In a minute. Sometime around the start of You, Me, and the Cubes. But hey, welcome to the stream. We're playing Bonsai Barber for the Radio Free Nintendo RetroActive WiiWare Retrospective, where we have 2 WiiWare games to talk about. First is Bonsai Barber. This is a game where you are a barber who dreamed of striking it big as a cosmetologist, only to find he moved to a town full of sentient plants who want you to cut their foliage every day. Like this. Ooh, she was way too into me doing that. Like she wants me to cut a bow tie into her hair. Already I'm not comfortable. So you put the hair back with the water bottle. You can see the outline that I have to cut. She hates it because her hair's growing back, but like, girl, I need to put your hair back so I can cut it. Is that the end of her? Where would we be without Bonsai Barber? Probably happier. You need to shut up. I'm working on it. Alright, so she wants me to comb the hair into the shape of a bow tie. I'm not even joking. This is what my life has become. I like that every day I come in here and I explain this dumbass game. And every day I sound increasingly harried by it. We'll work on it. I need to get your branches all in order. Because you came in here asking for a hairstyle. You just don't have the hair to pull off, girl. Girl, you need to get you some Rogaine because you ain't got the hair for this. Dave Matthew, what kind of haircut is anything in this game? I like that somehow the bow tie was the breaking point. Not the literally everything else before it. Alright, let's trim this part off. Rogaine for plants. That's all I'm saying. Just Rogaine for plants. Oh, do I have to paint it too? Oh, jeez. I want to point out that this was just a couple years removed from Nintendo's Play It Loud campaign. Just saying. And there's nothing louder than starlit berries who want you to cut their hair shaped like a bow tie. Alright, let's paint her hair. Oh, I can't. There's no black. Well, then we're done. Do you really understand how that bow tie... What? No! Absolutely not. Oh, he looks dumb. What? Oh, what gift did we get? Nope, already don't approve of this. I'm getting hit on by a juniper berry. Oh, full-time employment. All right. What's this guy want? The fan style. The fan style? Okay. Well, now. Whoops. Oh, God. He's a banana? Oh, because he's in disguise. Right. Yes, of course. Why wouldn't it be a banana? Bird, you need to move. You are a problem. Alright. No, I mean, why wouldn't it be a banana? Bananas can be spies, right? The spy music here is killing me. Bird, I'm gonna cut you. The bird is just... I don't know if I get punished for cutting the bird, or if I just get yelled at by this secret agent banana. But, like, I'm gonna really stop caring about protecting that bird if it keeps flying in front of my scissors. Like that episode of The Simpsons, I'm just gonna swing my arms, and if you're in the way when I punch, that's your fault. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, it's less fine. This actually looks really terrible. Stop! Stop moving! Apparently I cut too much. Ugh! To get it back, I have to regrow all that? That sucks. Alright. Lesson learned. Lesson 1, you can cut the bird. Man, what do you want from me? This is pretty solid. We're calling it. Matthew, I'm still not sure. Like, the first 3 hours is great, but I mean, for me it's fine because I'm mostly covering Nintendo stuff. I can get that done in 3 hours. But it's also going to be a matter of how many people do they let in during that first 3 hours. Because before the show was public, it was still a madhouse. Like, what? Like, it was still a mess. It was just maybe less of a mess? Wait. Becky tells me she's very fond of music. Are you? What does that have to do with hairstyles? What do you... Are you asking for me to cut Big Ben in your hair again? She doesn't like the house. Beaky doesn't think this cut is very musical. Well, you didn't tell me a music cut. You just asked me what a bird thinks, and then asked if I agree with a bird. A bird I tried to cut out of the sky earlier today. Like, no. I don't care what a bird thinks. Beaky likes music. Are you talking to a bird, ma'am? I'm gonna need you to get out of my store if you're talking to a bird. But yeah, I mean, 3 hours is pretty good for me. I can get most of my shit done. Although, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to E3 since Switch came out, obviously. So, it might be harder now. Like, E3 might be legitimately difficult as a covering Switch. I'm gonna cut that bird out of the sky. Oh, this is not. It's invariant under inversion. So if you flip it, it looks the same. No, of course. Why wouldn't he be hanging upside down? I mean, that's exactly what I expected. You do and you don't learn more when you're not in person. There's definitely stuff that you get in person that you won't get from watching. And the opportunity to ask people questions sometimes is really crucial. But I mean, maybe a lot of people who attend E3 deserve a madhouse, but if I'm there, I'm just trying to do my job. You know, my job is to provide information to people who aren't there. You know, I'm not getting paid. You know, I do this out of the goodness of my heart or whatever. In fact, I'm losing money because I'm taking, you know, I'm flying to LA. I'm getting a hotel room. I'm taking time off from work. A gift? Oh boy. Oh, I have a feeling this is gonna be awful. Okay, I know. I understand. What the fuck? Fried eggs. Yeah, of course. No, why wouldn't she want to look like fried eggs? No, I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't wake up and say, my life would be better off if my hair looked like fried eggs. Yeah, I might be able to sweep most of it back in. I'm working on it. Stop moving! You bubblegum nightmare? Alright. I mean, I like going to E3. I hate it. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I hate it. But I also enjoy it. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. And I've had this conversation with people whom I know who are like, you went to E3? That's great. I'm like, kinda? There will always be a day during E3 where you're sitting in a diner. And it's like the first time you've sat down for any conceivable amount of time. And you're eating something awful for you. I got 100 yellow stars. All right, Bonsai Barber is bonsai'd for the day. We're gonna go ahead and save and quit. You know, I don't get a lot of great information when I'm on the show floor talking to people that I can post. I get some nice stuff on background. I get to know some people. More than anything. You know, I get to make some contacts and stuff like that. But you're right. I mean, there's just so much going on at these shows. It's difficult to kind of contextualize what's happening. And a great example is, God, what game was that? I think it was the first Scribblenauts. That game had a lot of chatter on the internet. People were talking about it because it showed up at E3. You know, it was sitting in, who was showing it that year? I guess Warner Brothers was showing it in their booth. But, like, Jeremy Slacka and Matt Cox were there showing it for Fifth Cell. And people on the internet were losing it about this weird little DS game. It was a DS game, right? Yeah. But we, on the show floor, were completely oblivious to its existence. Because, much like the Red Octane situation about 4 or 5 years earlier, somebody had found it, had covered it, and then other people had covered it as a consequence of that. We were so oblivious to what was happening while we were on the show floor that we just totally missed on that game. I didn't find out about it until after the show floor closed on the third day. And like we were sitting in the lobby of the LACC. And I was like, hey, did Damon get a chance to play this thing? And people were like, nah. I would imagine it's better now that everybody has smartphones. I had a feature phone, as they call it. Yeah, I mean, the Scribblenauts games never really did anything for me. The Wii U one's kind of clever. It does some neat stuff, but it was very impressive. Because it seemed like whatever words you put in, the game had an answer for them. It was emergent gameplay. And I think people were just kind of excited to see it. We're back to You, Me, and the Cubes, where I throw my children at boxes and make them fall into an abyss, just like real life. You know, one of the observations I have about both Bonsai Barber and You, Me, and the Cubes is how incredibly simple these games are. And like, I knew that going in. Like, I knew these were going to be simple games, but like, at the same time, like, There it is. I will say the one thing about Scribblenauts, though, was it was as fun as you wanted to make it. Like, if you wanted to just make everything flying vampire, like, okay, you've pretty much solved every problem, but you could make the game more difficult on yourself and, like, try to come up with clever solutions. The motion controls in this game work fine. Like, they're perfectly competent. They know, they seem aware of the limitations of the pointer, so they're fine. Bansai Barber is blissfully unaware of the limitations of the pointer, and so the game asks you to do things the pointer simply isn't capable of. Also, the speaker in the Wii remote here is freaking out. Damn it. That went really poorly. Push cube was a crisis. Crisis on infinite push cubes. The final cube. We might just skip ahead. And you, me, and the cubes here, because, like... Throw! Yay! Oh, Hawk Tennis, welcome to you, me, and the cubes. I did real poorly that time. For those of you who haven't been watching me play Yumi and the cubes over the last week, basically you shake the Wii remote to generate some fallows, then you throw them at cubes. You have to get them on the cubes, which rotate based on weight, and stay balanced on there until you hit the requisite number and have some on every cube. We'll finish stage 3, and maybe we'll skip ahead a little bit.
Game start.
This game feels like it's falling apart as I play it. Like, the Wii remote makes less noise, the animation seems to take longer to fire off. I have no idea what's happening.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, MVCI hasn't really... I mean, MVCI is getting shut out of the Capcom Pro Tour, effectively. Like, if Capcom's not supported, you better believe Evo ain't. That game became a meme before it came out. Chunner's face became a meme, and that was pretty much all that was ever going to happen to that game. That game is always going to be pictures of Chun-Li and Dante from the beta.
Good.
Yeah, I know what Nisa's got going on. At least I'm pretty sure I do. But yeah, I've got it up over here, so I can just kind of keep an eye on it. It might have been revealed around the same time as Fighters. You know what? It was, yes, because it took all the piss out of MVCI's announcement. Because Capcom was quite convinced they had a winner. Little did they know that,
Good. Okay.
They were revealed, or maybe they weren't revealed around the same time, but they were certainly shown. But they had a blowout around the same time. I think one of the lessons of MVCI, though, is that that series sold on more than its licenses. That series sold because people like those games. There are some very late Vita games that I'm kind of surprised haven't already been announced for Switch. But the thing is about a NISA press conference is that if it's explicitly NISA, you know they're not a game's not going to appear out of nowhere. Because of course NISA themselves don't make games. The parent company does, obviously, but they're not gonna reveal a Nippon Ichi game in the United States. What they might do though is reveal a port of one. This isn't a hint with me knowing anything. I'm just saying, like, these are the kinds of things that they might announce.
Good. Congratulations.
My reminder on loot box concerns is devs like money too. I will be very curious to see how they end up monetizing Star Wars.
Game start.
Because that was obviously a failure of all parties. That was a failure of Disney to maintain their license and like, keep an eye on what was happening. That was a failure of EA as the publisher of record to oversee the concept and make sure that it would resonate. That was a failure of the developers and the creative team when they designed the progression system of that game. Pretty much everybody fell down on the job with Battlefront. That was a failure of the PR team to manage that situation more correctly. Like, everybody made mistakes in that situation. And yeah, it came back to bite them in the ass.
Nice play. Good. Okay. Nice play.
Ugh.
Very nice play.
Sometimes I can't make sense out of this game's animations. Like when they're showing me something. I don't always understand what the intention of an effect is. The Sweden use case is interesting, but the problem is that Sweden's not part of the EU regulatory body, and they're a relatively small marketplace. So the ability for them to affect change is somewhat limited.
Good. Very nice play. Judgment. Good.
This has gotten kind of repetitive. I will admit the biggest shock out of Star Wars to me wasn't that the game was made the way it was. It was that they seemed surprised by the feedback they got.
Very nice play.
Because to me the feedback seemed relatively inevitable.
Judgment. Good. Congratulations.
$33 out of... Yeah, perfect! I did it. Well, I mean, you should have a crisis PR plan for every game, but this one was so obviously going to be a potential crisis that they should have seen it coming. Their market analysis team fell down not realizing that this was going to potentially cause a blowback. But even if their market analysis team said, "No, the market will probably bear this," they should have had a plan. And instead, their plan was, we're going to release blog posts seemingly by the hour. And then we're not going to monetize the game at all for a while.
Good.
Their plan effectively amounted to, I don't know, panic.
Nice play. Judgment. Good.
I mean, I think it's probably not smart to just say loot boxes was the only problem. I think that game kind of underwhelmed a little bit. You know, it wasn't filling a void that had been left open for a while. We had one of those. And that first one, I think, underperformed relative to people's expectations. I mean, not economically. But there was definitely a perception that that first game was content light. And you'd be a fool to not think that impacted the previous game. Or the next game.
Good.
And that single-player campaign was one of the things that people said was missing, and I don't seem to have gotten the impression it set the world on fire. I think the way EA showed Battlefront 2 was incredibly amateurish. I mean, their E3 presentation for Battlefront was horrific. It was an Ubisoft press conference. And that's not something I say as a compliment, ever. Ah, damn it. Yeah, the thing to remember... The thing to remember about why DICE would jam a game full of progression microtransactions is because when the game you make makes money, you get bonuses. I'm not saying that's explicitly what happened here, but making money is a way... Making a game that makes money ensures that you will make money in the future. So if you're designing a game, you obviously want it to sell. You also want it to make money. Those are not necessarily the same thing.
Good.
Now, but like I said, pretty much everybody fell down. Disney actually might be the most shocking fall down in this whole mess. Considering this was rolling a long time with their game, or with their movie. I kind of would have expected Disney to pump the brakes a little bit and go, yeah, maybe don't do progression loot boxes. But I think they're largely tone deaf to the video game industry because they've essentially divested themselves of their people who know it. Which may end up being a mistake. What cube is still open? There it is.
Good. Okay. Congratulations.
So I guarantee you they will spend way too much time talking about Ys 8. A game that's already out here. I think from a gameplay standpoint, putting not even necessarily from a economic. How are you surprised by this? Have you ever worked with them? Like, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? They're the best. What can I say? They're the best. Nisa's the best. Yeah, he is. There's a couch. Yeah, it's just him dressed as a prinny, because of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? I'm like I said the other day, I'm infinitely curious what that Respawn game ends up being. Because they're really Titanfall is way too good. Like, Titanfall as a game is way too good. Hold please while I get some headphones. Ugh, alright, there we go. I don't... Here's the thing. I don't think EA kills Respawn because I think EA is sensitive enough to the fact they need... Having a team that does shooters for them is beneficial. Alright. Alright. I don't really want to fish today, to be honest. So, we're not gonna... Oh, wait. Well... I don't want to fish today. And fishing is... You know. Eh. We'll fish for a little bit, then we'll call it. You know, I want to get up to a proper stream time, and then we'll... It is always interesting to see how Nisa goes and, like, tries to localize weird-ass games that come out of Japan, which they are certainly doing today. On a brighter note than companies getting killed, which is not that hard to be brighter than, but on a brighter note than that, I'm actually really interested in playing The Last 5 Minutes, which comes out next week on Switch. And I thought it came out this week, and I was excited, then remembered it doesn't. Instead, it comes out between Dragon Quest Builders and Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. Which is a bad place for your game to come out on Switch. For me, at least. Granted, Perfect Chronology's on 3DS, so it's slightly better. I don't think they're connected in terms of who made them. But, I mean, conceptually, there is some degree of the idea of, like, the micro JRPG. At to Seren's point, not only is their production for their pre-recorded segment kind of bad, their regular one is just dudes sitting on chairs. Their live segment. I love Half Minute Hero. If the Xbox was hooked up to stream, I would stream it. I love that game. I really like what they did with Super Mega Neo Climax, even though they cut out a lot of the game. The original Half Minute Hero has more stuff than Super Mega Neo Climax. But it's still shockingly good. I mean, Seren, that's basically what I heard about Witch in the 100 Night was like, this could have been good. But we're here fishing, so who needs to worry about games that could have been good when we have games that are good? Like this fish. I'm catching gobies. We're just catching fish. Look, that was an A-rank goby. I've already, I'm on the press list, Seren. I'll put it that way. Fallen Legion looks kind of cool. I like that the striped mullet exploded out of the water. I mean, look at this thing. 0.59 feet. I would be really interested to know how Nisa finds the indie games they end up publishing. Like, who do people come to them or do they seek them out? Hey, fish. Hey, I got some bait for you right here. Do you want it? No? Oh, okay. If I do go to E3, I might seek them out to kind of get an idea of how stuff like this ends up in their hands. I wish Nintendo Directs were just two dudes sitting on a sofa. Alright, Seren, if you're in the chat, I have a question. Why did birthdays change names? What happened? If you're talking about the game I'm playing, this is Fishing Resort. We've been playing this all week. If you're talking about what Niece is doing, it's Birthdays the Beginning, now called Happy Birthdays. For some reason. It's a fucking weird game. That feels like it got announced a million years ago. Wait. Didn't Natsume publish Birthdays the Beginning? Uh-oh, more people in a closet. Okay. For whatever reason, I thought that was them. He looks like he just woke up in a hospital. Like he's even got the robe on. Literally negative effort went into producing this video. It is impressive. I was kind of interested in this game at some point, but I could never figure out what the hell do you do. Oh god, he kind of is. We got change bait. Oh, expert rank 6. Storm Killer. This is surreal. Oh no. Oh, we're in Toho land now. Welcome to Toho land. There's no escape. 97 Toho games have come out since this trailer started. I'm gonna pump the zoom in sync with this music. If you're watching the video on demand for this, we have the NISA press conference going on, and they're showing us Toho because there's no escaping Toho. Embark on the ultimate Toho adventure. Genso Wanderer. I feel like we've been hearing about Genso Wanderer forever too, so I don't know what the hell's going on over there. I'm gonna make John Lindemann review Toho Genso Wanderer. Come on. Did I kill all the fish? What happened? What is this? This looks too good to be a one-person project. Assault spy. What, you couldn't get him in a closet to film an echoey video? There's a fish right there, but he refuses to bite. What language was this originally written in? I mean the letter. These fish don't like my bait. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Yes, please don't compare us to Bayonetta. Come on, somebody bite. This is really sad. I've done really poorly since I came up on top of the waterfall. Oh, this is a Vita game, isn't it? Yeah, that was kind of what I was curious about. Like, I would like to know how they got this program started. Because, I mean, obviously it exists because NISA needs to fill a gap. Like, they just can't rely on their corporate parent to produce content for them. And so that kind of interests me. Yeah, so like at what point did they make that transition and how did they decide to do it? Because that's not something you do lightly. I want to point out that he is not in a closet and there's no echo. Look, he spends a lot of time in the office. Chat wants to know why this guy in the Nisa stream has pants behind him. I mean, I could just email their rep and ask. But a Nisa interview is not a wasted opportunity. Let's put it that way. Part of it is because they're not as rehearsed. I'm terrible with this lore. Just abysmal. I super want to go to E3, and I'm terrified to do it. Which is silly. You caught a striped mullet. We're still fishing and Nisaing. It's a dual tasking stream. XL size. We're just buying fishing lures. This is the weirdest shopping system I've ever seen. It's like, hey, put things in a cart, take the cart. Oh. Oh. Right, the 20. Yeah. This is another one I feel like we've been hearing about it for a while. I am interested in the 25th Ward. But at the same time, like, this game is probably really hyper strange. Did you learn about the grass carp? grass carp. I learned about the grass carp. This is truly a strange like trailer though. But, you know, Grasshopper Manufactured is what it is. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Oh boy. So wait, this isn't the silver case? I thought this was the silver case. Oh man, we're already talking about Japanese cell phone companies and stuff. It's... Oh, I see. God, what a weird era of just like, we're gonna release these games exclusively on a SoftBank phone that doesn't exist outside of Japan, because Japanese cell phones were weird. And then you just won't be able to play them anymore. Is this cameraman laughing? There's definitely laughter coming from behind the microphone. You can't get love without money. I know people are going to say that sounds terrible, but it's true. New information on this game that's already out. What side is representing our Splatfest people? I'm glad I have something going on besides fishing. If you're watching the YouTube, I'm sorry. I don't know, most of what they're showing is just video. You can sync it up with their video if you want. I mean, they did the work on the translation. I think I killed all the fish. I think I killed all the fish. I think they're all dead. The weird, awkward cuts in this video are pretty good. Oh, here we go. The future is now! I want to thank SNK for knowing exactly who they are. And just leaning all the way into it. If you had told me in 2018 we were getting a spiritual successor to Gal Fighter, I would have probably lost it. There's no way. We're not getting a spiritual successor to Gal Fighter. Oh, no, we are? Oh, okay. Yeah, this does look rather raw. Where are all the fish? Come on, it's right there. They actually flew someone in? Alright, how much do they lean into it? Nope, they're pretending like this is a serious fighting game. Never mind. Well, okay, maybe they know. I need a fish. Yomi. Read the mind of your opponent. That fish actively swam around the bait. It saw it and said, nah. It's right there. I am indeed not Octanus. I'm not a masturbator. Oh god, here we go. The Diamond Dream Edition. Yeah, we're getting a... If you had told me in like 2015 when SNK was dead that we were getting Gal Fighter 2 essentially on a Nintendo system, I would have thought you were insane. But here we are. I can't do a retroactive on Gal Fighter. It didn't come out on a Nintendo system. I haven't gotten a single bite the entire day. Them talking about the audience that only exists in their head is kind of disconcerting. Fish. 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 Help me, fish. I give up. There will be no fish today. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of Vita tonight. I give up. We're just going to call this a kayaking adventure, and there was no fishing that happened at all. If anyone asks, we did not attempt to fish today. That's right, kayaking is better than fishing. Please buy things. Love it. You didn't catch anything. Apparently I bought a night pass at some point. Come on, bite it. What about playing a video game while kayaking, while playing a video game while kayaking, while playing a video game about kayaking while video gaming, about fishing? Yeah, this is a disaster. Not the NS America. My fishing. My fishing is a disaster. You know, I'm not... Alright. It's a lot darker on the Twitch stream than it is on my TV. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and just head back in. I think tonight's fishing is gonna go badly. I can't quick warp in this town for some reason. So the thing about games that, like, the stuff that NIS America publishes is that they don't necessarily have to sell a bunch of copies. I mean, they're niche games, and their production isn't as, you know, blow it out the water high, and that's not to say that it's not or as easy for them, but they can certainly get away with slightly lower numbers. Yeah, I can't imagine a Disgaea game not getting localized. That would be insane. I did a very bad job fishing yesterday. Let's see if I have enough to get to the Arctic so I can go to the Arctic so Shy Guy stops asking about it, but he's not here and he's going to miss it, then I'll tell him on Twitter he missed it. Because I'm vindictive like that. Hell yeah! Oh, I can't go till tomorrow? Yeah, I guess SNK Heroes will probably be the top selling game. Who? I guess SNK Playmore is going to release that, or they're just SNK now. They're not SNK Playmore. I guess they'll just release that themselves in Japan. But I guess Nice has or NSA America or whatever they call themselves now is going to have the game in NIS America is going to have the game in the rest of the world. That fish literally is harassing my bait. Gotcha. It actually, like, smacked the bait. Just to make the bait feel bad. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna not play this game anymore. Actually, don't know. We're gonna advance the clock to tomorrow and see what this new area is. And then we're gonna not play this game anymore. And I like this game, but, like, obviously I've forgotten how to fish. And it has caused a detriment to my ability to enjoy this game. Because this is pretty late game. No fish caught. Alright, so we wake up and it's time to go to the new place. This better be frozen. This better be the frozen place. I promised we'd get there, and we're gonna get there. Oh, no, it's not the frozen... Oh, it gets pretty chilly up there. Good. Yes! Oh, ease 8. That must... like, yeah, having to try to port that thing would have been a pain. That's really pretty. Like, for a Wii game, being up-res to HD, this game can be really pretty sometimes. Ooh, it's a fancy lodge. The same guy is at every single resort. It's spooky. Three lake trout. Alright, let's get some lake trout. I get a motorboat? Do I get a motorboat? Fuck yeah, motorboat. Woo! Sick burnouts. Who isn't excited about motorboating Octanus? It's just a fact of life. There's no fish. at all. I could see the water and there are no fish in it. This is a troubling development. Where are the fish? Why are there no fish? Oh, there's a fish. I see him. Let's get back on the boat. Can I run aground on this boat? There does seem to be something weird going on. It's probably me. There's some fish. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe, are they just like making fun of me right now? Look at this. Look at this bullshit. They're actively ignoring the bait. Let's try a different bait. I think they're going to try to force me to use the regular... the crank lure. Alright. Where'd all the fish go? They was right here. Did they just leave? That's bullshit. Alright, you. Get on the hook. Hey, look at this fine fish food for you. Fine, we'll go with the crank lure, even though I'm terrible with it. Where are the fish at? This has become like this weird meta, all the fish are dead. Alright, you. There's anfish. There's a few fish over here. This is really sad. I have failed. I have failed at fishing. The fish seem to actively refuse my bait. It is a strange experience we are having. Oh, these are for deep sea fishing. Ah, I see. Let's try a different everything. Alright, we're going to try different lures. I actually read what the lures do this time, so maybe that'll help. Or maybe not. But at least he tried. Whoop. I had nibble. Oh, I didn't... I actually had a hit and I was trying to pull it in and I screwed it up. But we have a bite. We have found the combo for this area. We will catch a fish today. Maybe not 2 fish. Yes! Reading the lure and using the right bait actually matters. This game's waggle is intense. Because you have to crank the nunchuck like it's a reel on a fishing rod. Lake trout. I need 3 of these. If I catch 3 of these, I unlock something secret. And that's... We'll make that our goal. Another Splatoon concert? Oh, I had a bite and I missed it. It was under the boat. Oh yeah, now we're doing it. Now we're catching what is almost certainly a piece of driftwood. Look at that hot driftwood. That's the best driftwood yet. Come on, just 2 more fish. Just want to catch 2 more fish. I've gotten some interest, like a nibble. But nothing. They're taunting me. I kind of wish you could catch an old shoe. I feel like that would be less demoralizing than you caught another fucking stick. Come on. This is really fiddly. They seem to really want you to understand how to bait these things out. Come on. Just one more. It's bad because I thought I had it figured out and now I see I don't. Maybe somewhere else. There was a fish. He popped up. Come on. Nothing. Ah, well. Oh, it's not going to take me into land immediately? Oh, there are the fish. They're over there. I think fish are made up. I don't think there's any such thing as fish. I think fish are fictional. Because they sure as hell don't seem to eat. Come on. Absolute silence. Not a single nibble. That's awful. I had not heard that, but that's terrible. These fish are jerks. All I want to do is catch them. These fish just refuse to be caught. I need to change bait. This isn't working. Ah! So I like the fact that this is my fish check-in. I'm just going to drop a bunch of fish right on her counter in this lovely lodge. I got more points for the stick than the trout. It might be. Like, I've never had the game just utterly refuse to have anything bite. But, like I said, I just wanted to get here. Oh, this is really nice. This is a really nice room. Alright, so we'll save here, and then we'll drop out of this. Is there a map of this town? It's taking me forever. She went to Steelhead. Where's the map? Why does the entire D-pad choose fishing style? Let's go kayaking, and then we'll call it. Always take the shortest route around corners. Oh my god, this looks hard. Look at this route! What is this? Can I just take the motorboat through here? I was doing pretty well there for a minute, and then I screwed up by hitting the thing. This has got to be the biggest game that Prope ever made. By a significant margin. I did it. I got a bronze medal. This game has really fun music. It's not necessarily good, but it's fun. I can't do the submarine tour. Yeah, 115 seems outrageous. Can I do it again? I can? Okay. We'll do it one more time. And then we'll call it for the night. Kayak is interesting because it's the triggers on the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. And it works really well. don't have to think about it at all. So like, nunchuck, Wii remote. Nunchuck, Wii remote. I do know the course better though, so I'm not gonna hit the wall like right there where I did the first time. I almost hit it there, but I didn't. I did worse. I did worse. I mean, just barely worse. That was terrible. Alright, well, that, I think, will do it for the fishing resorts. We made it to the cold place. We made it to the... Yeah, I was within 0.04 of a second. That's crazy. I made it to the cold place, which is what we said we would do. We made it, finally. Here we are. We're in the cold place. So, thank you for coming out tonight and for this weird, like, stream / let's talk about stuff that's happening, like Bansai Barber, while also Nipponichi America is announcing games. It's Bansai Barber, everybody. And that's my cue. It's time to go. Bye.